The following stream contains mature content and subject matter. Viewer discretion is advised.
Yeah, it sounds like a you problem.
And greetings and salutations, everyone. Welcome to Werewolf the Apocalypse, Phoenix's Call, Season 2, Episode 2, Babies on Fire. I am, of course, your storyteller, the Goth Furycorn, Ravenna, whatever you want to call me, and this is my cast. So go for it.
Hi, I'm Maddox. I am this group's Arun, somehow. And I will be playing Cullen Douglas.
I'm Beth. Get to play the words are hard. Philodox of our group, named Kat Sullivan, and I'm Dropstitch Twitch on all the socials and things.
Hey everybody, I am the Ravenous Archon in chat. I will be playing Howard Sanders, the group's Glasswalker Theurge, lovably called Maui Howie.
I am Brad, Timber Brad 411 in chat, and I will be playing Plays with Danger, the Bonar Ragabash Lupus.
And I'm Rylyn Dare, also known as Mama McStabber in Twitch chat, and I am playing Calliope Monroe, the Silver Fangs Galliard Metis that is mute.
And with this wonderful cast, we're going to see what destruction befalls them in Casper in just a second. We'll be right back. And we're back from our lovely trailer, produced by Shanky McStabber. So, as we get in tonight, I believe the group has finally gotten all together. We had an incident with a particular Stan, who's a Bonar of some report, in Calliope's lovely shop. This has not been the first incident at her shop. At the same time, Plays with Danger, Colin, we're introduced to Howard and his lovely spider friend, who's an interesting individual themselves. Kat also had found her way into Odyssey Books, just looking for the right time and the right place, and apparently a brick through the window seems like a calling. We pick up pretty much from where we left off, where we were sitting in the lounge in the back of Odyssey's Books. Plays with Danger's face buried in coffee grounds, and Colin on his like 5th cup of coffee with the mention from our lovely spider that many people have gone missing.
And we did get a time frame on when these disappearances started, didn't we?
Just
Like
a couple of weeks back.
And
Well-
as this is a continuation of the scene, Calliope's mind
Yes.
speak is still active.
Indeed.
So
See, I am a smart ST sometimes.
you are. I love it. But yeah, so it's been going on for a few weeks. I can't say if it's been kinfolk or not. I'm kind of on the outside.
Oddly enough, this is a not great, but better situation than what Plays and I were dealing with at our old place. So missing people is way easier than what we had to fucking go through. So if you know the direction to the sept, we can go and ask some follow-up.
Well, which one? There's two.
Which one would be more accepting to speak with you? I think may be the better starting point.
Unfortunately, the one that Stan's part of.
Well, then we'll go to the other one, and if they have an issue, they can talk with us about it.
But at least I have a little bit of favor with the Alpha and that sept.
Does that mean we'll get to see Stan and the rest of those fuckwads?
Maybe.
Okay.
Want to go there?
I think of a couple things I would like to say to Stan.
At that point, Plays just kind of looks up from the coffee grounds and bares his teeth in sort of like a lupus form of like a demented grin. Like
It
like
is
he's down.
It is a Bonar sept. So
Well, if we're lucky, that means there won't be a lot of, pomp and circumstance.
okay.
And
I-
If you're willing to be our guide, that is.
The big white Suburban out front, that's mine.
I'll be following you in our truck.
If anybody wants a ride.
I walked here, so a ride would probably be good.
that's fair. And you know exactly where to go, Calliope. The monkey wrench is not that far away, but it's just far enough to where Stan could come out here and run some shenanigans.
Mm-hmm.
So it's only a couple minutes drive. We're talking like 10, 15 minutes max. And you start to see this kind of mesh of the city. You've got a bit of country, a bit of grunge, a bit of urbanization. It's an interesting mix, to say the least. And it just lets you know that this city is, well, it's in change. More people have been moving. More office space has been growing. More consume, buy now. Maui, you don't see a surf shop anywhere.
But I imagine that this is becoming real estate for strip malls everywhere.
Yes, you definitely can see it, especially on this outside area. You can see houses that have been sold, and segments where it's for real estate for darn it, I forgot the term. Not for residential.
Commercial
purchase only. There we go. Thank you. Things like that, you know. So you're starting to see that families are getting pushed out. And, you know, business is coming in, which is rather a disappointment. And as you're making your way towards the monkey wrench, you can see this giant, massive, rectangular building with a giant coming soon banner on it. Flanagan's Furniture Emporium. Massive building. Like, you're talking like this probably takes a block in itself. And it opens in about a week. Not too long. As you kind
do we know if Flanagan's is associated with Pentex in any way, shape, or form? Is it like the IKEA of Pentex?
I like your gumption, but I don't think so. I mean, it's not like an Otoli's or a Magradon Pharmaceuticals or an Endron propane station.
Does Calliope know anything about this business, being that she's been in the area?
There's been a lot of excitement. There's a lot of furniture, a lot of low prices. Basically, from what Will said, it is kind of an IKEA-esque store. But IKEA wasn't really around in the States during that time frame. But there's been a lot of hubbub about it.
Okay.
Just because, yay, cheaper furniture, yay, we could buy stuff. However, you know, they did take out an entire block of apartments to build the thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, and as you kind of go from these kind of crisp, clean walls and kind of slightly polished areas, you get a little bit more grunge. We get, you know, garage shops, automotives, junkyards as we're starting to spiral by. And eventually you do see the monkey wrench. And the sign is this big neon sign with a giant wrench kind of in one of those kind of movements like it's trying to tighten a screw. Or do what it's supposed to do, I should say. And motorcycles are there, trucks. You know, you can see the standard biker gang motif around the place.
Plays. I need you to tell me no. Please.
Oh,
Thank you. And then I will park the truck away from the motorcycles, not into them, like I was planning.
You do see Stan's bike there, Calliope.
Yeah, I make sure I hit the mirror.
Okay.
can I tell which one is his specifically from the scent? Since I did.
You did
sort of like
sniff him out. Yes, you can.
I'm gonna pee on his motorcycle.
Okay. You may do that. Happy to see you mark your territory on Stan's motorcycle.
As Calliope gets out and sees Plays doing this, she mind speaks to him. I'm so adopting you.
I'm gonna stand by the bikes as everybody's doing their thing. I'm just gonna be like, I guess this is the thing we gotta do to fit in. And I'm just gonna grab the spider off my shoulder, just put him on one of the bikes, just be like, listen up, little dude. Like, I need you to just ruin all of these bikes. Take your time. Take your time. Just, ride the wave, though. Ride the wave.
I thought we were supposed to be chill, Maui.
Yeah, but apparently they were throwing bricks in people's windows. Like we got.
That is most heinous.
That is most heinous.
Most heinous. But it's
That is
okay. Here
The
in
bad
this
side of naughty
area,
behavior.
I have friends, and you kind of see Wilbur, because that voice has deepened away, and he kind of shifts and shakes, and just you, can see the other spiders from all the construction.
Look at you being a little hot dogger.
I'm doing the best I can, boss.
What I say? What I say?
Maui Howie. Sorry.
All right, Wilbur.
Yeah.
Let me know when you're done, and I'll just stretch and walk in.
Okay. And I do want to specify that you didn't tell them how to ruin the bikes, just to ruin them. So
Open to interpretation.
Yes. All right. Sorry, I didn't mean to.
Calliope,
Yes.
is there going to be any issue with me walking into this bar, given that I'm look around to make sure there's no one like within earshot aside from us, if I can? Given the fact I'm not 21, is that going to be an issue?
No. Come on.
All right, cool. And I go in.
And so Calliope leads them in, looking for the alpha.
You come in, it's standard biker bar motif. It's early enough in the day to where it's not really that busy on this top floor, but you know where the real action happens. It's always down in the basement.
Mm-hmm.
That's where they have their challenge matches. That's where they run things from.
And she leads the group right down to
Mhm.
the basement. The
As
barkeep has seen her before.
Yeah. The waitress that's up there cleaning the bar, she kind of smiles and waves to you, and you recognize her. This is the one you saved. This is the
And Calliope just gives her a very warm smile and a friendly wave.
Mm-hmm. But there's also
And-
the same thing on the look on her face is a little, what did they do? You know, she doesn't say it, but there's definitely that empathic, what did they do? And she kind of just gestures with the head a bit. But Maui, I'm sorry I interrupted you.
No, I was just waving back at her
Mm-hmm.
and give her a
And-
finger gun.
And Calliope does through the mind speak. That's the one I saved.
Saved from
When
anything you care to discuss?
when she was crossing the street, a car was barreling right towards her. I not only got her out of the way, I killed the one going after her.
Good job.
So
And-
let's head down.
Plays will stick right next to Colin.
Mm-hmm.
As we go downstairs, just because of her general alertness and paranoia, she'd be clocking any exits,
Mm-hmm.
any potential exits, as well as wanting to clock where Stan is and if there's any noticeable weapons, if possible.
Okay, so that sounds like a perception alertness check with paranoia being perfectly fine in this case. Difficulty is going to be about a 7. There's some things that are going to be more obvious, some things not so obvious. First roll of the night. First roll of the night.
So that is 4 successes.
Okay. So on this first floor, you definitely see there's 3 exits. There's a fire exit. You know, the people that are up here, they're just your standard folk. You've got the drunk that sits in the corner that waits for the bar to open, you know. You've got a couple of people playing pool. No one up here seems to be carrying really anything. You could tell from this, this is where the normies tend to hang out. As you go downstairs, it's a little different. And you all don't even need to make perception checks to hear this, but there is like a fight going on down there. You hear like hooping, you hear hollering, you know. There's a whole kick his ass kind of thing going on. And as you go down there, you see a crowd about 10 people in this kind of dingy basement. There seems to be a seat set up for a particular individual who has a 5 o'clock shadow. His hair's pulled back into a ponytail. He has blonde hair. Like, not Calliope blonde. It's more your standard blonde than anything. As he's sitting there just watching this go on with a bit of a despondent look on his face. And you could see there are 2 individuals in a circle that is laid out on the floor here. And I mean, it's a decent crowd of people that are just kind of clamored around, just trying to watch this. And Colin, you get the sense that you've seen something similar like this before. You've seen Rites of Challenge. Kat, you might have seen this yourself. These are sorts of things that Philodoxes stand and referee over as part of their duties. But usually challenges are done for points of opinion, rank muscling, that sort of thing.
Is there any way I could tell if this is like a proper official like challenge or if it's just a challenge based on disagreement or something like that?
Go ahead and roll me a perception check.
Oh, of course.
Yeah,
Why is it always
perception
that?
Can we
plus
clock who's the
alertness.
Philodox? If there's one, just, you know, where we can see someone, whoever's refereeing this.
That's basically what Colin's doing right now. Is he's checking to see if there's a rights master involved. Because a rights master would be involved in actual social maneuvering.
Diff 6, I'm assuming?
Yeah, diff 6, standard diff.
1 success, but that is a 10.
That is a 10. Not bad. I appreciate it when you call that out. I usually throw a little extra when you get a 10. But, you don't see a rights master here. This seems like someone called someone's mama fat, and they're just settling it the old-fashioned way. And I mean, stands there. Stands in the center of the ring fighting.
Are the combatants in alternated forms, or are they...
They're in Glabro, from what you can see. So,
Okay.
more human than wolf. But,
Now I'm really paying attention, primarily to Stan, but his combatant too.
yeah. They're a little fuzzy, obviously. Stan's got a good head taller than his opponent, though. Which, unfortunately, makes sense. Stan's not a small individual. He's just a dick. Unfortunately.
With shoulders.
Yep, a dick with shoulders. Winks at the chat. Let's see. And I'm assuming you're kind of pushing your way in a little bit just to see what's going on here.
Yeah, Calliope's trying to look for the alpha.
Mm-hmm. The alpha is sitting in his seat, just kind of rubbing his head.
Then Calliope's trying to navigate towards him.
Yeah. And he's kind of outside the circle. He's sitting kind of up. There's like a little step to get where he's at. It's only a slight step so that he can sit and watch this as it goes on. And yeah, you can see on his face, he's like, I don't like this. I can't believe this is going on. He's got one of those big...
What is his name again?
Calvin.
Calvin. Thank you.
Yeah. No problem.
And Calliope tells the group the alpha's name is Calvin.
Yeah. And he's sitting there with that big Churchill-style cigar. It's kind of snubbed and crooked in his hands. And he's just... There's just a bit of a sigh, and he looks rather despondent at this. But it's easy enough for you to go towards him because everybody's focused on the fight.
She approaches with her notebook in hand, and she writes out a message to him that Stan and his pack paid a visit to her today. When these showed up, and they have questions.
And there's a bit of... he reads it. He, of course, acknowledges your presence, you know. Calvin's always treated you decently. Especially since the one you saved is his kid. His daughter.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, oh no. Again? Really?
And she writes, scared him off with a shotgun. He decided to throw a brick in my window.
And he nods, and he looks at you a little bit, and he's like, I'm surprised you have to write those out anymore. This happens so frequently. And the first thing he does is he reaches into his pocket and pulls out his wallet, and he gives you the $500 for the repair.
And she leans forward, basically almost like a bow, and thanks.
Yeah.
And pockets the money.
Yeah. If you want to sit down, you can. And I'll talk with him after this is over. I'm kind of hoping he gets his ass kicked.
And she does her mind speak. I let him know that you all had questions.
And he kind of leans back in the chair a little bit, you know, he does the whole, you know, gets into more of a respectable kind of look, and he totally manspreads in these blue jeans. And he's like, so, Calliope's telling me that you, just came into town?
Yes, bit of a wanderer. Had a feeling I needed to be in this place at this time, and here I am.
Jumps Through Dumpsters said that they saw someone wandering around. So that must be you.
Probably. I will say, wasn't the best first introduction to the Garo of this area to have a brick thrown through a window nearly hitting my head. Not the best first impression.
That's true. But I'll be honest, you're new here. It's tricky
And
to get
worse
to
than
stay.
new.
You get it. Not of us.
Wolves territory thing.
Mm-hmm.
So Plays isn't really like looking, he's more watching the fight. But as soon as he makes the comment about that, Plays in, you know, that broken sort of English in Garu, just says, respect territory. Litany.
That's true. And Stan's gonna learn today. Again.
Again?
Yeah.
How many times has he actually had to go through this lesson then?
3 times.
Gaia, help us.
And those are just the 3 that I've officiated. There was a point in time when, before I was the alpha, when someone else held this spot. Stan and his crew and his brother are a whole mess. I'm doing my best to keep the peace. I gotta keep an eye on things down here, and I gotta keep an eye on the glasswalkers up in the towers. It's a fragile ecosystem. It's not just a I watch my side, they watch theirs sort of thing. We're trying to work to make this city a better place, but things are getting in the way. Things like, and he just kind of gestures with the cigar at Stan.
Is it looking like Stan's winning, losing, holding his own?
Go ahead and give me a perception check.
Could it be perception brawl by chance?
No.
Damn it.
Yeah, plays because he's watching. Can he roll that as well?
Go for it.
And we're just doing straight perception.
Yeah, just straight perception. I'm not adding anything to it this time. The difficulty's only a standard diff.
Yes, but with only 2 dice to roll, it doesn't matter. So I can't tell, sadly. I'm good at being in fights, not watching them.
Yeah.
3 successes.
Yep.
I got 1 success.
Okay.
'Cause I also, Calliope's looking at the fight and listening to the alpha.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Plays. He showed a good start here, but now you see that he's kind of on his back feet. This person that he's fighting with is getting the upper hand. And you've heard a couple of cheers, and there was a couple of surprisingly good hits from this person. They're apparently not afraid to fight dirty. And take advantage of the fact that he may be bigger. It doesn't mean that he's faster. There have probably been some points where you're like, right in the kidneys. Ugh! That sort of thing.
This fight with the Buffalo, the fight that stands in right now, is it about anything in particular?
Well, it appears that Shelley here called him a coward, and he didn't take kindly to that. So then this started happening. He picked her up, tossed her in the ring, and there we go.
Storyteller, was Shelley there at the bookstore?
No, Shelley was not.
Okay.
If I can ask, where's the border, I guess, between you and the Glasswalkers? Just so we know when we're crossing over.
The best way to look for it is the financial district. We have a small... it's the main center of town, but you'll start to see stockbrokers and banks and some realtors. They do have the place where they meet people is called the Cosmopolitan. It's a rather fancy upscale bar. I hear they serve good steak. Never eaten there myself.
I'm gonna pat the area next to where he's sitting and kind of motion like, "May I join you?"
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna sit down next to him.
He seems agreeable. He's the vibe that you are getting from him, Maui, is he's just trying to do the best he can with what he's got. I'm not even making you roll an empathy check on this. He is just.
Yeah, I understand that vibe completely.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna just sit down next to him, and just be like, "Look, dude, like we're new here. Most of us are new here.
Mm-hmm.
Present company accepted," and I kind of motion out towards Calliope.
Mm-hmm.
So we heard that there's like a Scooby-Doo mystery going on with some people going missing. Like, do you need help with that? Can we like earn a place to just kind of not get windows broken in by assholes like that guy who just fucking, what is it going to take for us to find some common ground here? You know what I'm saying? Like, can't help me ride the wave with you.
I freaking love Maui Howie. I just gotta say, I love him. He is adorable. You're gonna have to roll something here, though. Let's go.
Let's do it.
Let's go. Charisma plus empathy.
For half a second, I thought you were going to say survival for some reason.
Yeah, he's gonna come right out at you. Assassin! Sorry.
Don't give her ideas.
Yeah. Don't put that evil in her head.
You guys assume she hadn't already thought of that.
Now, what are you doing, Ricky Bobby?
It's a difficulty 7.
Okay.
And I'll even tell you this, it's because you've got that vibe of the Glasswalker. You got the web walker kind of thing going on here.
I completely understand. I only got 2 successes.
There is a big problem with disappearing people. It's affected us. It's affected Sawyer, which, just so you know, that's one of the big muckety muck Glasswalker guys.
All right, cool. Sawyer.
Yeah.
That's not a terrible name.
No. The leader of the Glasswalkers here is named Tisha.
Oh, that sounds like she's a bitch.
Huh. That's putting it lightly.
Or it just sounds similar to Tissue.
And that's putting it lightly. She considers herself the CEO of Casper, if you will.
Yeah, I'm probably not gonna get along with her.
But yes, it's affected. Kinfolk have been taken. A bunch of normal people have been taken. It's starting to cause a bit of a stink. The cops are looking into it. They just haven't come up with anything. Or they're being too lazy. Or there's one thing that I don't want to think about. They're being paid to turn the other way. I don't want to think about that because...
And
There's
you
also
hear
the
through the mind speak, Calliope just says, bingo.
See, that doesn't seem like the worst case scenario to me. The worst case is that they're the ones kidnapping people.
It's possible.
Well, now's the point.
That's
But
a
at
harsh
that point,
reality.
At that point, it's hearsay. So
Because who's going to question if somebody's being taken in by the police?
I can tell
Nazi
you.
Germany all over again, dude. It's a bad step to take.
I don't like to use your words. I don't want to ride that wave.
There you go. And I kind of just like bump his shoulder with the outside of my fist.
Yeah, he just kind of looks a little confused as he then takes a long drag off this gnarly cigar and to try and earn some masculine points back after that.
Dude, this is how we bridge gaps. This is it right here.
But it started with taking homeless people. We've got a homeless shelter here. A couple of them in a food bank. But yeah, My thought would be to check there first. Part of me is getting some weird vibes off that big building. But we can't get into it yet. It's coming soon. We've tried to get in, but it's locked down tight.
That includes the Umbra.
It's very strange. There's like a big old wall there. It's a big old wall of nope.
Is it like what it is when you cross over and there's all the spider webbing, or is it something else?
Well, here... Oh, you're definitely new here. You're going to see the spider webs. They're all over the place here. It's just a fact of life of being in a city like this.
Right.
Rad.
But no, this is something is definitely blocking you out. It's like it's almost like the gauntlet, the veil, if you will, between.
The gauntlet is acting as a barrier in the Umbra, not to it.
Yeah. Real weird.
I'm going to immediately turn to Howie. You said you're the theurge, man. I've suddenly lost all expertise in this.
It's cool, man. You've seen me handle spiders before. There's nothing we can't handle in there.
Speaking of, is your spider able to tell you anything about the area? From its perspective?
I mean, it's currently busy right now, but once we get it back, like I'll definitely ask Charlie what it thinks.
Mm-hmm.
Please.
But yeah, if you can figure that out, I might have enough pull to be able to keep Calliope's window from getting jacked up again.
Oh, even if you don't, I'm going to see to it that never happens again.
Yeah.
If it helps, this isn't going to be his last challenge in the coming days or so.
Yeah, it's probably gonna be more than one.
Although, as you said, I'm an outsider. I can't exactly challenge him just from walking in.
Yet. And there's definitely the way he says it, yet.
Damn, he must really deserve it if the alpha's encouraging that.
I'm gonna lean into to the alpha and just be like, my man.
And he kind of sniffs you. He's like,
You like it? I got some in my bag.
no,
It's up in the car.
no, I'm good. I'm
Pineapples.
I'm an English leather kind of guy.
Oh yeah. No, I understand.
It was just a different. It's very potent.
Pineapples are.
Through the mind link, if that's still going, there is both the sentence of I'm going to be having some fun here, and then also just a very low sort of dark chuckle in Colin's head that everyone who's connected clearly hears. Like he's doing his best to hold back, and he's failing just enough for you to notice.
With that mind speak, is it only that Calliope can hear us, or can we all hear?
It's like a network.
She's a conference call.
It's a conference call.
Yeah. Oh, I love that.
It's a conference call.
And plays like when he notices Colin say that, it's just him like pointing out like how absolutely fucking terrible Stan is at fighting. Just to give him like, this is what he does, as sort of like, fuck him up, boss.
Give him the tactics.
Speaking of that, looking at Stan, can we see like any weakness? Like, would Cat be able to look as an experienced fighter, see any like weaknesses? Like, is he favoring like one foot over the other? Like,
this might be something where I go perception brawl. And I know you have a specialty, but the problem is with that specialty, they are not using Kalindo.
Fair enough.
So you can't use that here.
Plays is watching his fighting tactics. Can
Yep.
I do the perception brawl?
You can, but if you do that, you're going to miss out on a perception check that's about to happen for you.
Oh,
Are
okay.
you perfectly fine with that?
I will hold off on the other perception check.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
Perception alertness plays difficulty 8 in your case. But
Does my specialty of eyes in the back of my
yes,
head?
it does.
Okay.
And there's a special reason for this. It's going to be great.
Oh boy.
We're also specialized. I love it.
Cat,
I had 3 successes.
3 successes. He does. There seems to be a little bit of a thing with his knee. And you
I will.
And you can notice that Shelley's exploiting that. She's making him lean on that particular leg and kind of fall back into that. Who knows? Maybe it's an old jazz dance injury. 4? Okay. So it's not very difficult for you to see, but there is now another wolf sniffing at your ass, Blaze. They have come up, and yeah, it's total. They snuck, and you just caught it with those 4 successes. And you got a little bit of a wet, warm nose kind of situation on your butthole, on your chocolate starfish.
I don't know how to respond to that.
And your face said it all, because that was my face too.
Although we can't ever tell if he was reacting to the nose or the chocolate starfish comment.
This one seems healthy.
Hard saying, bro. Hard saying.
And you hear that in Garo's speech.
Can I tell if it's male or female?
Well, from that 4 perception, it is female.
Plays will instantly turn towards the nose/voice.
Hi. And there's just this little lupine kind of little bow. A little bit of neck exposure to show that they weren't meaning any offense. I was just checking on you.
The hill sniffer.
Mhm.
Is the scent familiar at all?
Slightly. Like a forgotten dream almost. The moment you see her, you can think of snow and cold. And those playful eyes just looking at you from a snowbank when they were just a young pup.
Plays will lay down and just like look at her, but like stay away from her.
And she is kind of walking around you in circles. Like this, the walk that a dog does. And then...
Tell me to circle it forever.
Mm-hmm. And 3 times, and then she lays down, kind of right next to you.
And I immediately, like, Plays just gets like that instant sense of he now sort of gets how Eyes of the Creek felt when Plays was fucking with him. Because he doesn't know what to make of her. Because it just completely caught him off guard.
And yeah, she's leaning right against you. You guys are kind of leaning in like a puppy pile almost. That's kind of what's going on here. And it's like, this is nice. I could take a nap like this. This one would like to cuddle. Is that all right?
Colin.
At this point, Colin will finally, because he's sort of been zoning out at the whole stand thing and hearing bum knee, so he's been making sure to keep an eye on that.
Mhm.
He'll turn, look down.
And there's just this other wolf, kind of this matted, not matted, but mottled fur pattern, and the tail's just wagging. Not fast, like extremely excited, but definitely there's a contentness to the tail here as she's puppy piled onto Plays.
Do I have elbow room?
Yeah, you have elbow
Okay,
room.
then it's enough space for me to crouch down on my feet and stuff.
Yeah.
And first, I'll look to Plays and just try to get a sense of scared, uncomfortable. What's the vibe?
Confused. Like
Confused,
absolutely
okay.
confused.
That's fine. That happens to you a lot. That one I understand. And then I'll look to her, and assuming she's Lupus, he's gonna keep his introduction simple. Put a hand on his chest, strikes with fear, and then I will move the hand and gesture towards Plays, introduce yourself.
Plays with danger.
And then I will go and shift over to her.
Jumps through dumpster.
Ah, you're who we heard about earlier. If I may ask, why are you leaning against my packmate?
He smells nice. It is comforting. This one is comforting.
Did you ask him?
He didn't seem to mind.
Blaze, do you mind?
No.
Okay.
And she kind of leans, and she's put her head and her neck around his neck a little bit. Not under, which is more of a symbol of I'm trying to protect you. But more the other way, where it's like, this feels nice. I feel kind of safe. That's more the Lupus lingo of body language here.
All right, I'm going to ask a question and then pitch a role possibility for it. Is there any semblance, non-verbally, that I can figure out if she has rank?
Let's go. Perception.
And my pitch was going to be Primal Urge.
Yeah, don't worry, we're getting there. It's perception plus Primal Urge.
Okay.
Don't worry.
I will happily do that, just because this is confusing as all hell to me, and I would like some answer.
Calliope, you're just seeing this go on. The back and forth here.
And standard diff, I'm assuming?
Yes, standard diff.
Okay, then that would be 2 successes, one of which is a 10.
Okay. You do get a sense, and you're starting to look at her markings, and there is a not a band that lacks color, not like there's been a scarification, but there seems to be a distinctive color marking on one of her shoulders.
Is it similar to the color markings that Plays has?
It's a little similar to that. It's a little similar. But you get the sense that this might be some form of rank mark for Lupus.
So she's not crazy high rank, but she's not low either. Okay, so that gives me a bracket to work in.
And I will give you, with Primal Urge, she is younger than Plays.
Age doesn't mean anything for rank.
I understand. I'm just pointing out with Primal Urge and your senses here that she is younger than Plays.
My minimal Primal Urge.
Yep.
So long as he doesn't have a problem with it, I think it's okay. But if he asks you to stop, I would ask that you please stop. Seem fair?
Yes. And there's a bit of a nod,
I nod back.
a little bit of, a little ear twitch. And she slowly gets up and she drags over a basket of buffalo wings that have already been eaten off of. And it's like the bones and some cartilage, and there's still a little bit of meat on there, but it's definitely a bone gnar special kind of situation as she brings it over to Plays before she walks away. And just FYI, this is not me condoning giving chicken bones to your dogs. Don't do that.
Plays will sniff it cautiously, considering he did just piss on somebody's bike that may or may not know that he's done it and may want to hurt him. With like heightened senses or anything, can I check to see if there's any sort of anything wrong with these?
I'm not gonna make you roll this. It's not poisoned. It's literally buffalo wing bones with a little bit of the buffalo sauce, a little bit of the ranch, some of that good cartilage. There's still some good meat there. And these are the type of bones that you could break and potentially suck the marrow out of to enjoy in classic bone gnar fashion.
Then Plays is gonna lay with his face in the basket.
Mixture of coffee grounds and buffalo sauce now.
And keep watching the fight, but occasionally looking towards wherever she goes, and then eats.
Yeah. And she has walked away at this point. She isn't even staying to watch the fight. She's starting to just kind of hop back upstairs while that is going on. Maui, you feel a tickly sense against your neck a little bit of your friend coming back.
I'm just gonna lean over to the side. Welcome back, dude. We got some good information.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice. You might want to when it comes time to leave, Maui, we might want to just go. Okay?
10-4, good buddy.
And Calliope sends through the mind speak. Are you done asking your questions?
Oh yeah, I'm good. We can go. Like in no way, shape, or form, I'm directing to the office. I'm like, dude, I appreciate everything you've done for us, all the information you've given us. Really, it is, and I'm gonna try to give him that kind of shake where you kind of bump fists.
Yeah, and he shakes, but there's definitely some sort of disconnect.
Yeah, and I walk him through. I'm just like
okay.
This, then we go here, then you do this, and we go here, and then we explode, dude. We gotta explode.
Explode.
There you go. Catch you on the flip side.
Okay.
And Calliope flips in her notebook to a page where she's already written, "Thank you for your hospitality, Alpha."
You are always welcome here, Calliope. Even though some of these chuckle fucks don't think you should. But anyways, if you find any information, hell, if you solve this problem in any form of capacity, let me know. Come back. I'll let you get your licks in. And there's definitely this point at Colin and
Sounds awesome.
we keep promises here.
And because of that confirmation, everyone starts hearing Colin sing "My Bonnie Lies Over the Ocean" in his head.
And right as that's going on, you kind of hear that ooh as Stan goes down And you've got Shelly in Glabro, blood on her face. She fought a hard fight, and one of the arms is drooped, and she spits on Stan as he's knocked out. And it's gonna take him just a couple of seconds to get back up, but things start dispersing at that point.
And Calliope's leading them back up the stairs at this point before people start making their way out to any bikes that might have got messed with.
That makes sense.
Has Howie happened to mention the whole spiders did something to the bike or nah?
I don't think so.
I am in a hurry though. I'm like, we should leave. We should leave.
And Calliope is beelining before others that don't like her see her.
Yeah.
And Plays is trying to fit as many of the chicken wings in his mouth as he can.
I'll grab a handful for him too.
He doesn't want to take the basket because he doesn't understand.
There is a paper wrapping, Colin.
I got you, pal, and I'll just wrap it up, doggy bag style.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and then he is fucking running.
Yeah, and jumps through dumpster. You don't see when you get up to the second floor. She must have snuck off.
But I have her scent now.
You do have her scent. But yeah.
Right.
And as we exit this bar,
The moment you exit the bar, you get this smell of rust, of like sudden excremental decay. And it's not hard to notice as you turn your head towards where the bikes are. That chrome that was all shiny and new is now wrecked. The leather, it's got holes in it. There are worms working their way through. There is oil spilt and gasoline spilt under.
I'm not even looking in that direction. I'm just like, we park this way, right?
Yeah, truck's over here, and I'll start picking up the pace too.
And
we should go.
It's definitely one of those things that was like on one bike and you
Spread to the others.
Yeah, it's just a chain reaction that's happened. And now you see like a VW Beetle that's also having the problem.
Uh-oh, collateral damage.
And we're talking an old school Beetle, like from the 70s.
Oh,
we're gonna
what a
get
waste of
outta
a car. Damn.
Follow me to the nearest homeless shelter.
If this investigation doesn't pull anything up, could I also make a request of you, Calliope, even though it's probably going to be a bitch? Could you take or go with us, rather, since you'll be recognized to the Cosmopolitan at some point?
We can, but let's check the homeless shelters first.
Totally fine.
And
I want to talk to both groups.
And, as you start going, Wilbur does kind of whisper, "Did I do good?"
You did a lot more than I expected, buddy, and we're gonna have to tone it down a bit. Like you went out there, and I got to bring you back. I got to bring you back.
Oh, I'm sorry, but
No, no. You did what you did.
But
you did what you did.
We got lots of friends here, boss. I mean, Howie.
There you go.
And this entire time, once he's gotten in the car, Plays is like sniffing himself because now he's concerned that maybe his urine did this to the bike.
Making sure that your crotch doesn't start corroding or something.
Yeah. Because he doesn't know anything about the spider doing it, so he knows he peed on the bike, and
I'm gonna set down the buffalo bones, the buffalo wing bones, next to him, just because I know he'll eat them eventually.
By the way, Calliope, you notice that your truck Your SUV did not suffer any damage.
Awesome.
You did notice that you hit that mirror. It was still on. It is now dropped due to the massive state of decay that suddenly happened.
Yep. And she just pulls right out before anybody leaves the bar.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just pull out and follow her.
Yep.
Giggity.
That was fun.
And you actually hear Calliope laughing in your head.
This sept is certainly different.
Hey, we got to see Stan get his butt kicked and all those bikes destroyed. That sounds fun. It was good.
And I got $500 for my window.
I mean, that's always a plus.
All you hear is this like mashup of powerful urine, chicken wings, just like running around in Play's head because he's like excited about the food, confused about the girl, and really confused about his urine.
Yeah, I'm just gonna turn to Colin in his car and just be like, dude, like the weather around here is really, really shitty. Like we gotta make sure that your car is taken care of.
Not technically mine, so yeah, if we could also make sure.
Yeah.
There's only one part of that I'm second guessing.
Oh yeah?
I don't know much about climate, but I know Wyoming's kind of dry. So how did it rust that fast?
I mean, there's a lake not too far up from here, some lake water.
Heat on bike.
Yeah. Dude, fucking whatever you're eating, whew, check your shit.
Plays, I'm sorry, man, but I don't think on a guru's best day they could piss a bike into that level of disrepair.
I think you can do it. I believe in you.
So like Plays kind of like tilts his head and towards Colin and sort of like that really sort of a thing, and then he just kind of is like, okay, whatever you say, and then just starts eating the chicken wings.
Is there anything going on in the other vehicle? Because I assume Kat and Calliope are riding together.
No, I don't know what I expected to find when I got here. This wasn't exactly the series of events that I was expecting. I like you guys so far.
And Calliope just smiles at her and keeps driving.
And with the talking in your head thing, this is a lot of voices. You deal with this like every time you use it?
Only in groups is it a lot. I can do it to individuals too.
Pretty cool.
And it has been a long time since you've had this many voices, Calliope.
It has been.
And there's almost a little bit of a memory of something that once was good that turned bad. That kind of comes through.
And if Kat's paying attention to Calliope, she'll see her eyes start to well up just a little bit.
I get the sense from Calliope that, things... There's a little bit of that, things are weirdly going right. What's going to go wrong? As you head to the Helping Hands, which is the closest homeless shelter that you have nearby. It's a decent enough building. It's just very plain. There's like a little mural on the side that kind of lets you know what the building's about. There are people that are starting to line up because it's getting closer to semi-late afternoon. They're still offering lunch, if you would, at this homeless shelter. So there are people lining up for that. There are already some people that are trying to get in for the night just because they do fill up rather fast in the evenings. This is one of the only co-ed homeless shelters in the area. Which, if you know anything about homeless shelters, that's kind of a rare deal that they're willing to accept both men and women. But it's a nice place for the most part. You can definitely tell they're trying to keep everything going and keep the lights on. There's always donations. There's always people trying to do car washes to get them help and assistance. But yeah, it's not too difficult to slide up.
As we get out of the vehicles, Calliope says, "Who's going to be doing the talking?"
Olin specifically leans away from the conversation.
I can talk to them, I guess.
She takes the money out of her pocket, takes a $100 bill, hands it to her. Give it as a donation.
I help them be more willing.
Mm-hmm.
Great. As we're walk up to it, do we see if there are, especially since we mentioned cops somehow being involved before, do we see any cops in the area, any cop cars? And do the people who are lining up, do they appear nervous at all?
Well, I'm not even going to make you roll for this. There aren't any cop cars nearby, but some of them are just nervous and jittery about being here. There are some that are just, there is a mixture of shame and desperation, and that is kind of coming from here. There's some jitteriness. There is some, I'm very cautious because all I have on me is what's in my pockets kind of situation. You've definitely got some of your people that are like, I need to have my bubble. You stay out of this zone kind of defensiveness, but no cop cars.
Okay. We'll head on inside and try to find someone who does there appear to be any signage as to where we can talk to somebody who's maybe a director or some sort of higher up who might have more of an understanding?
There is a sign there is basically, you can see there's an area for dormitory. And the moment you walk through this door, you kind of see that this must have been an old gym at some point. And there are just racks and racks of beds in what would have been the where the basketball court was. And then you see an arrow for a women's dormitory. You see another arrow for AA meetings, resume reviews. There is signage stating when they can actually talk to therapists, trying to get the help they need. There is a little nurses station that is set up. And then you do see a sign that says Director Kinsey.
Okay, I will try to put on my best, that kind of direct, I know where I'm going, very competent kind of walk where people usually hopefully won't get in your way because they assume, okay, yeah, that person totally knows they belong here. They know where they're going. And kind of head towards.
I'm just saying, are you faking this?
I don't think she'd be faking it. It's kind of, she's one of those, she's a very purposeful, oh, this is where I am. This is what I have to do. I'm on my way.
All right.
Just making sure to project that so that way it's visible to others. So hopefully we don't get stopped along the way.
Okay.
And then just head to the director's office and knock.
And you do knock on the door. Nobody stops you. and the door opens, and it seems like it's a older gentleman with graying hair, trimmed beard. He doesn't have a suit on, but he does have like a nice dressed up shirt and belt and slacks. And he kind of goes, "Hello. I wasn't
Hi.
expecting anyone today."
I apologize for not making an appointment or anything. We were hoping to actually talk to somebody who may see. We've heard that there's been some unfortunate disappearances in the area. We're kind of hoping we could speak to someone to get some more information. If there's anything you've seen, any info that would help.
And he kind of pauses for a second, and he's like, "Of course. Here, come in." And you see he has like a smallish desk. The chairs he has, they're all kind of like flip chairs. This is kind of like a ramshackled together office. He's
Definitely
got
kind
a
of get the vibe
computer.
that he puts the money towards actually helping people and not comfy digs.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's definitely what you're getting the vibe here. And he sits down, and I'm assuming everyone's come with, or
I definitely went with.
yeah.
I'm
I
with,
don't-
but I'm purposefully keeping myself as far away from others as I can because I don't want anyone to start getting nervous for no reason.
Okay.
Yeah, and I imagine plays just because he wouldn't necessarily want to switch in and out is probably either staying close to the cars or is sort of like in doggo mode, just kind of like walking around the building like a stray.
This is one of the interesting things. People are bringing their service animals and their pets with them here. They are.
If it doesn't look like it would be out of place for him to be there, he'll do what he's been doing then, and then just stick right next to Colin.
Because one of the best things is animal companionship.
I'll be Colin's emotional support animal.
I'm kind of picturing it's the other way around. You're his emotional support human. Your plays his emotional support human. It's kind of what I'm picturing.
I mean, I am here.
Gaia
to
help them
support-
both.
I know, right?
I Blaze is here to support the emotions of Colin, whether or not that's hitting something or we'll figure it out.
Hey, let's be fair. Sometimes I kick.
That is fair. And sometimes he bites.
Depends on the situation.
Yeah, it really does.
But yeah, I'm mainly just trying to stay out of people's way because I know that too much prolonged exposure to me and people get scared. So
you do realize there is not enough chairs in this office to accommodate everyone in here.
then I will post up so that I have quick access to get out of the office if needed. So I'll lean up right next to where the door opens.
All right. And he does sit, and he's like, "Well, sit down. I'm not used to having these many people here.
And you hear Calliope say, "Please introduce yourselves."
It's a pleasure to meet you. My name's Kat, and these are my companions. This is Calliope.
And she's actually writing in her notebook. And when she shows it to him, she introduces herself as Calliope Monroe, owner of Odyssey Books. And that if he can assist, she will be happy to donate unsold books to his shelter.
That is something we would very much like. You would not believe just having a little something to not have to think about this world for a minute. That helps these people so much. Just having that little moment of freedom.
And she writes, "It is my pleasure," and shows it to him.
And are you here with like the Gazette or the university, or because the cops have already come by to talk?
More so concerns. I mean, I'm looking for a friend of mine, and unfortunately, I haven't been able to locate them. And then I heard about the disappearance. I was kind of hoping just to talk to people, try to get an idea of what's going on, since I haven't been able to get any information out of anyone else.
Well, there isn't much I can tell you. We don't exactly keep a roster of the people that come here to receive help and assistance. Some of them won't even tell us their names. It's hard enough to get them to actually stay to sleep on occasion because they want, they want that independence, that they want to be able to do it on their own. And
have you heard any of them like talking about anything that they may have seen? And obviously, we have I do have a donation for your time and anything you can do to help. And I will take that 100 out that Calliope gave me.
Well, we will certainly put that to good use. But unfortunately, since I'm up here trying to manage everything, I don't exactly get to interact with every single person that comes through.
Do you know if anyone on your staff might be of particular usefulness with information? Someone who may have been on the ground and may have either seen something or overheard something?
Kendall seems to have a really good rapport. I think she's on shift today. She's a college student. She donates her time here. But
Calliope holds up her notebook again. Could you introduce us?
yes, I can do that. I can at least do that.
Thank you very much. And I said, I will make sure that he gets that money. I'll hand it over to him.
And I'm just going to warn you, the homeless people here, they tend to be a little closed off, especially to strangers.
Well, I understand when you are independent and wandering, moving, and you have only yourself to depend on, it's easy to not trust others.
And there have been incidences of violence on homeless people. You'd be surprised what some people might do to people that are not as fortunate as them.
When I see Kat hand over the $100 bill, I'm going to activate persuasion.
Mm-hmm.
I rolled my charisma subterfuge and got 3 successes, which is more than I need.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be like, dude, like, while you're taking us to meet this Kendall girl, like, do you have cameras on site? Like, can we take a look?
I do have some cameras on site, and
oh, dude, that would be perfect.
And yeah, you know what? Of course, I can take you to look at the cameras just to make sure.
You are a class act, my brother.
Well, I try to be my brother.
Yeah, gentleman and a scholar right there.
Yeah, there's just a little bit of a fist bump, and it's like, are you from the islands?
Yeah, man. Sure. I'm from everywhere, technically.
Yeah. My mother's in Hawaii. She lives there.
Oh, yeah. Which island?
What is it now? Now I'm having to bullshit as an ST.
Yeah, improv's a bitch, isn't it?
Yeah.
Welcome to the party.
Oahu.
Oh, it's beautiful there.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I come from Maui personally, but yeah, man.
Finger guns to Timber Brad there. We're just putting in the chat.
Yeah.
And yeah, we he first off he takes you downstairs, and you see some people. There are some old timers that are playing some chess. There's a couple of people playing some checkers. there's some people just having some arguments. There's a TV on, and there's a little bit of a fight over what channel to change it to. Someone doesn't want the news. The other one wants the game that was last night, the replays, blah, blah, blah. You understand. They're just kind of bickering amongst themselves. And you see Kendall's there talking with this homeless woman, this old lady, as she's handing her like a blanket and, you know, a glass of water. And it's like, you know, Mrs. Pearson, you have to calm down and drink your water, stay hydrated, and I'll make sure that Mama will bring you some flapjacks. I promise. With the butter and the maple syrup, I promise she'll bring you some. If you just calm down and relax, it's fine. And the old lady, who was looking a little irate, seems to, almost on a dime, calm down and kind of nod.
I want to sniff this girl out.
Mm-hmm. Go for it.
Is that a perception primal urge?
Yes.
Okay.
And are you specifically trying to check if she's kin or if she's gay?
Yeah, if she's something, because that seems uncanny.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Three successes and one of them's a 10.
All right. I will tell you straight up, this lady ain't kinfolk. The grandma's just senile. There's definitely...
What about Kindle?
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, Kendall is.
Oh, okay.
She's not
Sorry.
kin or guru. She's just this lady is senile and she's prone to coercion.
She just happened to hit a lucky spot.
Yeah,
Mhm.
she happened to hit, you know, a fond memory of some sort to bring this lady back down. But I mean, it's definitely 18, 19-year-old. She's in a pair of overalls. She's got long sleeves. And she has like an apron that says, you know, helping hands on it, and her badge says Kendall.
And through the mind speak, Calliope tells everyone she's just human.
And you know, there's definitely this smile on her face as she's trying to get this old lady to calm down and to sit and relax. And kind of, she turns and it's like, Director Kenzie, I thought you had a meeting at the food bank. What's going on? Who's your friends? And Director Kenzie is, yes, I'm just heading out for that, Kendall, but these people wanted to speak with you about the potential disappearances, and also this particular gentleman, and he kind of claps Maui on the shoulder, and it's like, would like to see the camera footage. I think they're just looking into the missing persons, and this one in particular is looking for their friend. And yes, Plays with
For the
danger.
record, while all of this is happening, Plays is trying to look as pitiful as possible and trying to get close to the old lady to see if he can like get in good with her.
Okay. Okay. Go ahead and make me a charisma empathy check. It's not a hard difficulty, it's standard diff. Trying to get in good with the old lady. 2 successes. All right. And she does sit, and she sat down, and you've come in, and she just kind of goes, nice doggy. And she starts petting you a little bit.
And he just sits there and does the puppy thing, tail wagging, kind of leans into it. Careful not to do anything to startle her, just to sort of help her calm down a little bit.
Yeah. And it does seem to help as she kind of smiles and is leaning down to look at you and scratch you behind the ears. But yeah, and so Director Kinsey says, "I'll leave them in your capable hands, Kendall. You take it easy." Jordan should be here relatively soon so that you can go home. And Plays, I want you to roll a perception check for me.
Just straight perception.
Perception alertness.
Would eyes in the back of the head work for this?
No.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
What's the difficulty?
The difficulty is 5.
4 successes, 2 of which are 10s.
So as you're looking at this woman, and she's being nice, you look her over just a little bit, and there's just a little flicker as your eyes shift towards the more umbral side of things, and you notice that this lady is covered in spiders. There's webs dripping down her body. There is now a spider that is kind of crawling towards you from her hand, and it's coming from her nose, her ears. And this is where we're going to go and take a break, because I think it's time. See y'all in about 10 minutes. Yep. And we're back from 10 minutes. Do I need to remind anyone about where, we left off with Plays with Danger suddenly coming up against Spider Mommy? Oh, Spider Grandmommy.
Ugh.
Spider Meemaw needs to...
Take a chill pill.
Yeah.
Oh, you're
Well, let's be
such a
fair.
pretty doggy. Such a pretty doggy. And she continues to pet you.
I am going to start moving away from her.
Do we notice that does he seem like uncomfortable or creeped out?
You fucking coward.
Are you putting up signs that you're freaked out?
No, just not trying to be right next to her.
She seems to have kind of latched onto you a little bit. Oh no, doggy. Oh no. But yeah, that is going on. While Kendall has turned to smile at the rest of you, and it's like, so you were asking about the disappearances or something?
Yeah, we're looking into what happened. My name is Kat, by the way. It's a pleasure to meet you, Kendall.
Nice to meet you.
And these
I'm
are my
Kendall.
compatriots.
Hi.
This is Calliope. This is Howie. And this is Colin. And then we have Plays with us as well.
Yeah.
So we were hoping you might have some information that might help us look for somebody, look for any of them.
Oh, of course, anything to help. And she seems to smile at Colin for a little bit of an extended period.
I avert my eyes.
Yep. Well, and anything to help the community,
I mean, have you seen anything? Has there been anyone who you know of that's disappeared or you haven't seen in a while?
Well, this is the hardest part about working at a homeless shelter is, as much as I love seeing everyone, I see so many people on a daily basis. I mean, there are some frequents, like Grandma here, and there's a couple of people that just don't leave the shelter.
At that, Calliope's going to look at the grandma again.
Yep. She seems very, very clingy on plays.
And Calliope's going to start moving that way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. She is a little clingy to plays there. But it's been odd disappearances. At first we didn't notice, that there seems to be kind of like a pattern. It started real slow a couple of months back. Just, one or two regulars didn't show up. And then 3, 5. It's hard to say how many people have been gone now, Kat.
Has any of your normal visitors, have they said anything that they've seen anything weird? Have they talked about having run-ins with anybody?
They haven't really talked about anyone in particular, but I get this feeling that they're hiding something. And they don't want to talk to me about it, or... And
As I'm walking towards plays, do I notice that other people are avoiding this grandma?
There's definitely some space that's being built up. And it could be an excuse of she's a senile old lady, she tends to say weird things, but there's definitely a barrier that's starting to build.
Because I think Calliope would be sensitive to noticing people being standoffish.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. As she's approaching, she's going to actually mind speak and say, "Plays, are you okay?"
Oh.
Yeah, you're a nice doggy. You're a good doggy.
And legit.
Like it's just like it's just spiders. It just says spiders.
And you all can hear that.
Mm-hmm.
And Calliope walks up and says, and pets Play's head. And then she looks at the woman and gives her a glare.
All right. I assume that you are trying to get this woman to
let him go.
Mm-hmm. So let's go with let's go with charisma and empathy for you.
Okay. And I'm going to do the air of confidence.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Difficulty 8. She is an old senile lady.
When I hear spiders, I'm gonna take a moment. I'm gonna scratch my eyes, and while I'm doing that, I'm gonna peek into the umbra when I open my eyes again. What's the gauntlet here?
It's you're rolling for your difficulty. It's not too far away from where the monkey wrench is, so I would say we're going for like a difficulty 8 here.
Oh,
I got 6 with exploding 10s.
Ooh, nice. She is definitely going to back off. You don't have to worry about that.
I forget. Do we get to call willpower after the roll or before the roll?
I'll let you do it both ways. It's no problem.
I appreciate that.
Because I understand sometimes seeing the result of what your dice give you.
Yeah. I didn't roll any 8s, and I rolled a 1, so I'd rather not botch while peeking into the umbra. So I'll just take a failure.
Come on, coward.
Don't no. No.
And Calliope is still petting Plays and just says, "Come with me now. She'll let you go."
Yeah, and she does. It's a very intrinsic reaction as she kind of pulls back, and she almost kind of gets a little teary-eyed, and there's a little bit of a sob. You hit her that hard with the look, it kind of brought her back down.
Mm-hmm.
And Plays moves away right next to Calliope.
Is there something I can do to check her over?
Unfortunately, we're getting into this is like the Theurd's job kind of
So
segment. So it's
I
a little
will
out
walk
of your
away with
edge.
plays. Yep.
Yeah.
I will walk away with plays because that is out of my wheelhouse.
Yeah, that's kind of where we are in this moment. Did you get any successes from using that willpower at all? So it's just a straight failure.
It's just to avoid getting a botch.
Okay. Yeah, you don't see anything going on. You rubbed your eyes. You thought you were gonna get through, and it just didn't happen. It's like the worst popping a boner sensation that you've had in a while in public.
Kendall, the director Kinsey said something about video cameras. Do you mind if I go take a look at that while you finish your conversation with Kat?
Yeah, of
Super
course.
cool.
Here, I'll point you to. You know what, Old Man Jersey, and she kind of waves, and there's an older gentleman, dark skinned. He's got like a coach's jacket on, and he kind of walks over, and it's like, what do you need, Kendall? I almost went cat there for a second. What do you need, Kendall? It's like, can you take this gentleman to the TV room where we monitor all the cameras and show him how to play back footage? It's like, no problem. And he just kind of leads you, and he's got this nice smile. He's not grumpy at all. He's very friendly.
Awesome. I clap him on the shoulder. I'm like, come on, lead the way, coach.
Yep.
In the mind speak, I'm going to say someone needs to go with him.
And in mind speak, you hear back, well, I'm kind of talking to Kendall. That might be you.
Fine. And I'll trail behind Howie, giving a quick thumbs up to plays like, I'm good if you good sort of deal.
Yeah. Kat, want to roll me a perception awareness alertness check? You can roll with your paranoia.
Okay.
Because you are observant.
While she's doing that, Plays would look like in that moment to Colin would be giving like the wolf posture equivalent of a nervous laugh.
And Calliope is still stroking his head, trying to calm him.
Mm-hmm.
He's fine, but it's kind of one of those.
If you need to, go outside.
And the moment you got away from her, your vision kind of cleared from that.
So I got 3 successes. One of them is a 10. That's my dice, Cat.
Kendall is obviously checking Colin out as he leaves, and she's trying to be subtle about it, but it's definitely there.
I just kind of like, I'll chuckle and be like, I can put a good word in for you if you help me out here.
Really?
Yeah, come on.
And she kind of fixes her hair a little bit. And it's like, some of them, like I said, they don't really want to. It seems like there's something going on that they don't really want to talk to us about.
Have you overheard them talking about anything in particular?
I've noticed some more injuries coming in. I've been concerned that there might be some contention going on, and she's she's getting a little awkward with her wording. Trying to figure out
what kind of injuries are they, like fighting kind of injuries, or would they look like maybe they were attacked by a person, maybe an animal?
It definitely looks like fighting. I don't know if it's exactly animalistic or not, but there's definitely some fighting going on. It's a little awkward. I've seen way too many broken collarbones recently. Which that's a weird thing to get broken frequently.
with my knowledge of brawling and Klindo, you would know, like, if you're doing certain holds, you know, like, if I do this too long or do this too hard, I can break something.
Mm-hmm.
Would I get any idea of, like, any sort of, like, more likely to get, like, a broken collarbone? Like, maybe not so much in a fist fight, but maybe being grabbed? Like someone grabbing you around the neck kind of thing? I don't know.
It's more of... It's not exactly by getting grabbed. You can aggressively pull someone to break a collarbone, but there is definitely... It's more likely fall damage.
Okay.
You know, fall and pressure and potentially crushing damage that causes that sort of thing. I mean, my nurses are here, so I'm possibly butchering this up.
Yeah, it's like player Beth has no idea about anything with
I
fighting.
will say mine got broken when my brother gripped my shoulder during an accident. So yeah.
Yeah, because like I said, that kind of crushing, pushing, you know, that sort of thing. It's been a long time since my anatomy lessons, but it's just a lot trickier to do in just a straight up fight. But there's been lots of cuts, there's been lots of scrapes, there's been stitches, there have been some stab wounds. I don't want to say it, but maybe there's some sort of fighting ring or something. Maybe some of the more expensive types have been...
I was wondering, like, do any of them seem to have more cash than they might have had before?
There have been incidences of that, and they're not being very showy of it because thievery can happen. But there have been people that, you know, come here and then, you know, I haven't seen them, but then I'll see them on the street.
Now, is there anyone here that maybe you've seen these kind of behaviors? Like they've come in with bruises, they've come in with those injuries?
They have come in, but they just haven't been saying. They've always seemed to have had some sort of excuse, or they don't want to talk about it, and we just haven't had someone actually open up. And usually I'm a very personable person to them.
I think maybe a better question is, there's somebody who normally would talk to you, but that has clammed up.
Well, Charlie, but I haven't seen Charlie in a few days. But a couple of weeks ago, Charlie stopped being so open. And they did show up with a bit of a black eye.
Right.
So I don't know if Charlie saw something and then was threatened to keep quiet, because Charlie's the good sort, you know, trying to, you know, get out of whatever mess that they were in. Usually here for resume reviews, and they just haven't shown up.
Was he getting his resume prepared for maybe applying to anywhere specific recently?
Yeah, he was gonna try and apply to that new store.
A new furniture store?
Yeah, Flanagan's.
Has a lot of people around here been trying to apply there?
It's a massive hiring opportunity. They're paying good money. Like, we're talking $15 an hour. That's unheard of.
Yeah,
That's some good money.
yeah. Are they doing like hiring fairs?
They've been doing a lot of hiring fairs. They usually open up 1 p.m. Wednesdays for like a couple of hours to get to do some initial interview processes. But you have to
Sure.
turn in your paperwork application, I think the Monday before you can come in. But you can always come in for an interview. You just
No.
got to make sure you turn in that paper application before.
And is this at a different location where they can go and get those applications, or is that at the new building that they're putting
Yeah,
up?
they've been starting to do that at the new building once it became safe and they started stocking.
Huh.
But it's only for like a couple of hours a day. It's real limited number.
Good to know. That might be something to look at.
But yeah, everybody and their mom's been trying to apply for that place. Good work. Seems like solid hours. I mean, no one's got anything bad to say about the place. Seems pretty legit.
You hear Calliope over the mind speak. Sure, anybody who has something bad to say about it doesn't come back. We definitely need to look into that.
We're gonna pan over to Maui Howie and Colin because it looks like the cat is having some audio issues.
You guys hear me?
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
All right.
It's okay, no problem. I just saw I know that look of panic. I know it, but we can pan. But yeah, we'll definitely, Coach leads you on, and he opens up the door. It's not locked. That's the first thing you notice, Maui Howie, that this security room is not locked in this place. As Coach opens the door without taking some keys or anything like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thank him. I shake his hand. Coach, you've been stellar. If I had known that you guys don't lock up your security room, I would have just tried to look for it on my own.
I've been telling them that they need to lock this room up. Anyone could come in here. It's just the door's been busted for months now. They just haven't been able to get it repaired.
I'll see what I can do about it then, since you've been so kind.
Yeah, thank you. Do you know your way around this kind of equipment, son?
Yeah, I can figure it out, Coach.
Okay.
You've been a gentleman and a scholar, and I appreciate everything you've done.
Right.
Colin appreciates it too. Tell him, Colin.
And there's just this little bit of a nod as he kind of looks at Colin a little suspiciously as...
Yeah, I'm trying to leave as little impression as possible.
As a walk back.
And then I'm going to make sure the security door is shut even though we can't lock it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to take a look at the videos, see how long they keep records.
There are quite a few tapes in here. You can definitely tell. And you know what? Make a perception check.
Okay.
Let's see if you can tell how far back the date stamps are. Perception alertness.
Oh, okay.
Give you
this whole room is just from the last 2 hours.
Just
If he botches, suddenly the room catches fire.
yeah, it's Betamax.
Okay.
Standard difficulty.
Standard difficulty.
3 successes.
Okay. So it looks like the room, what's in here goes back, a couple of months. But you do notice that there is a...
No.
I think we lost Kat for a second. Yep. There we go. She's back. But you do see a paper record that, there are backups for at least 6 months. That they take them out of this room and store them somewhere else after a certain period of time.
I start I put in one randomly,
Okay.
trusting Gaia.
All right. Let's, for the sake of fun, I want you to roll a. This is gonna be fun. This is gonna be real fun. We're gonna have
we
a
go.
lot of fun with this. Wits
Okay.
account
Okay.
for a luck roll here. And difficulty is gonna be an 8. Let's
All right.
see. Let's see how lucky.
Ooh, child. Out of 5 dice, I got 2 9s and a 10.
Okay. All right. So you pop in a tape, and it seems to be a night from a couple of weeks ago. You see, it's about like 11 p.m. The shelter is usually closed for resting. This is like quiet time hours. And you see, this is a camera view from the back door. You see a hooded figure just kind of gently wave his hand over the back door, and it unlocks, and he pulls it open, and about 7 or 8 of the people that were resting here head out. Door shuts, hand gets waved over again.
I know this is like recorded on tape, so I don't know if the quality is going to be all that great, but are there any faces we can pick out of any of them?
There are a couple of faces. Younger gentlemen and ladies, it seems. Why don't both of you give me a perception alertness check?
Fine. Howie, I'm relying on you for this.
I got 6 dice, my friend.
Standard difficulty?
Standard diff.
Cool. Well then, damn, Colin's done some of the best work he's done in a while. That'll be 3 successes on 4 dice.
Yeah. I would have had 4, but I had a botch, so I only down to 3, one of which is a 10.
Okay. But yeah, you both noticed something weird. That hand, the one that kind of gestured over the door to unlock it, that doesn't look human. It doesn't look human
furry
at
and
all.
clawed?
Yeah, it's got claws. It's a little fuzzy.
Is Charlie with me?
Yeah, of course your spider is with you.
All right. I'm going to pull him and put him onto the VHS player. I'm like, Charlie, can you clean that up for me, dog?
Sure.
Is that in your wheelhouse, my friend?
I can try. At worst case, I have friends.
All right.
Let me try.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna roll some dice. And we'll see.
While you're in there, can you tell me why Plays was like super scared of spiders upstairs?
I mean, I don't know about any time before I met him, but it honestly seems like he's just not used to a city. I have no idea.
Some of us aren't very nice.
Oh, dude, that's
Not
bogus.
Not all of us are okay helping out. You know, buddies like Maui. Some of us got other plans, other things to do, other wants, other. What's the thing Maui says? Other waves we're riding, other
Gotta ride that
vibes
wave.
we're
Gotta
checking.
ride that wave, Charlie.
And
Don't harsh the vibe.
And he clears it up just a little bit. There's only a couple of frames that he can clear up.
My man. And I
But-
extend my finger out like a high five for him.
Yep, and he
So unsettling.
Right on.
and you catch a glimmer as the hooded figure turns, and there's a bit of a crinkly snout, and maybe some elongated teeth, and maybe some beady eyes that you can kind of see. It's just the barest of light hits that person's face. But there's something else that happens whenever this gets cleared out. You can almost see that the face has a weird bit of a crinkled smile that seems to widen for a barest moment as suddenly the tape rips. And you can hear the VA and the VCR kind of, and it suddenly starts smoking.
I try to eject the tape. Charlie, did you do this?
No, boss, no.
You give him a little boop on the top of the head.
Mm.
Remember about that word.
Oh, sorry,
And then I
sorry, Howie.
try to take the tape out of the VCR.
I don't like it when you're mad at me.
I'm not mad. I'm never mad. We cannot be mad, Charlie. That would harsh the vibe in the room. Colin, are you mad?
Constantly.
See? And that's why he's harshing the vibe.
Go fuck yourself.
He can't. That's literally what the spider says.
Is there a window in this room?
This is a completely kind of sealed up room.
Is there a
And-
vent that I can open or something?
There's a vent leading into the ceiling that's already kind of open. It's not shut.
All right, so
Um,
it's not filling with the smoke.
No, but this
Okay.
smoke does. It's a little noxious, I have to admit, and I'm going to need. I'm going to need some stamina rolls here, so we're going to need a stamina. Let's see, stamina primal urge from both of you.
Does my resilient specialty work in this case?
It does. Your
Okay.
resilience does.
Now you
Difficulty
Carry me out.
8. Because this smoke, and now as you're kind of looking at it, it's kind of get this weird bluish tint to it.
Ah, fuck.
Oh.
I
I got a single 10 out of 4 dice, so
2 successes.
thank you for rolling higher than me.
Well, Maui, you start coughing and sputtering. The smoke, it's most heinous, dude. This is not like that good sticky icky. This has a bit of glass, a bit of, it's almost like a festus getting in your lungs. This is not the good stuff.
Gag me with a spoon. Let's get out of here,
Yep.
dude. This is horrid.
And I will open the door, push Maui out, and come
This
out
is the
quickly.
funniest thing. You go to open the door, and the door is locked now.
Motherfucker. I shift Glabro, and I'm going to
And
break
this
this
is where
fucking
we're
thing
going
down.
to stop for tonight.
Ah. Or that.
And I would love to thank my players for this wonderful event of such roleplay and such dynamicism. And I see Colin's face there. I got it.
Mhm.
I got your number, S.A. But yes,
Mhm.
as always, my players, you get the standard 3 from me. And we are gonna go around the horn and see who wants to give points to the other.
May I go first?
You can go first.
Calliope.
Ooh.
The very depressing reality of what it is to be Metis sucks. Truly, deeply and honestly, in every sense of their existence, it sucks. And she is playing it very smart. You seem to be fortunate enough to have a decent in with an alpha of a sept, so that's some decent help on there. But just your entire attitude when you were around majority Garu versus when you were around only us, the character shift was impressively noticeable, and I love it.
Thank you. Thank you. Let's see. I am going to have to go with plays on this one. The Wolfie Snuggle time was awesome. I could see it made Brad so confused and uncomfortable, but he just went with it.
Well, you can't give points to me, so.
I know. No, the way he was like, oh shit, this is really happening. Okay, let's do this. That was so good.
I thank you. I would love to say that was
in character, but no, it wasn't.
But no, that was me. I was confused as to what was going on because usually Ravenya's trying to kill me.
Yeah, playing as a girlfriend.
Or, she'll be the object of his destruction, which, I mean, pretty much same thing. I gotta give mine to Will, to Ravnos, and Maui Howie. I just love, like, it maybe it's a bigger thing than, and obviously, there's stuff I don't know about it, but I love the fact that I don't think one time yet that the spiders called him boss, that he hasn't been like, dude, chill with that. Like, he's never been like mad. It's always been one of those, yo, bro, we talked about this. And I love it. It just kind of keeps that whole fucking vibe. And it's a little detail. Maybe it's a big detail, but it's something to me that, like, every time he says it, it's just like, fucking Howie, dude.
It's the difference between surfer bro and surfer dude. We have a surfer dude amongst us, and it's awesome.
I am a refined gentleman. I try to be. I appreciate that. I'm going to give mine to Kat. I like the fact that we got to see a very strong Stargazer come out and actually take point in some of the more chatty moments, and I was just like, if I'm going to chat, things are not going to go well. They're a step up from plays doing the talking, so I appreciate that.
I'm going to give my point to Maui Howie for backing me up too, because like I was like, oh god, what do I ask this guy for? And they're like, yeah, can we see the cameras? It's like, oh, thankfully someone has a smart response because I don't feel like I've got one. And then also the bikes, that was just
that was
glorious. just beautiful.
So the way I tend to run stuff like that, they're like wishes when you cast the wish spell in Dungeons & Dragons. Hi, I'm Nikki. I'm a Dungeons & Dragons nerd. I have a lot of that. But the thing is, when it comes to that stuff, you got to phrase it very specifically. Otherwise, it's open to interpretation. Mm-hmm. So Maui, he just said, fuck this up.
They fucked it up.
They went to town.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Rules as written, not rules as intended.
Right.
I mean, that's Weaver spirits in a nutshell.
I was fully aware of what I was sending them to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And meanwhile, Calliope's thinking, I'm glad I got that $500 because I may have just used up all my fucking paper.
You didn't do it.
Who knows? One of those bikes might have been Calvin's.
Mm-hmm.
Doodle.
Would you like to take us out, Raylan? I love this group so much. This is
Oh my
a
God.
warm hug. every day.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us for the second episode of the second season of Phoenix's Call. Chaos ensues. What can I say?
Babies on fire.
Babies on fire. Oh, my goodness. So seriously, thank you all so much. If you would like to chat with the cast after stream or talk about the episode, you can join us over on Discord. That link is now in chat. Hopefully, if my husband is on the ball posting it. Yes, he is. Fantastic. Shout out to McStabber Studios being quick with that stuff. We also cast our games from our Discord server. Everyone here applied to Ravenia's casting call to be in her game. And she chose the cast from the applicants that she felt was appropriate for her table. There are currently 2 casting calls in our Discord server right now that you can apply for. So join us over on Discord and get in on some gaming with us. If you enjoyed this episode and want to check out our back content, check out our YouTube channel. We have the first season. We even have the multi-part short run session that was Trailer Park Werewolves. It was epic. As well as other World of Darkness games that we run or have run in the past, and other one-shots of various games and mini-series of games that we've run. All that content's available on our YouTube. You can also check out the Ishvel YouTube for our D&D campaign that Tiss ran, and also for London Esoteric Society, which is our Call of Cthulhu 7E stream that currently runs on Saturdays. That is on the Ishvel YouTube. And of course, we have the Haunted Chronicles YouTube link there from Haunted Chronicles that used to run on our channel. So please go check them out. Also, check out our friends, because we produce the best TTRPG content that we can, and our friends do the same. And one of those friends is right here with us tonight. That is Ravnos Archon. Ravnos, tell us what you're doing.
Ooh boy. I have a Vampire the Masquerade stream on Mondays, and I switch up Fridays between Star Wars, the West End Games version, and Dungeons and Dragons. And this Saturday we're doing a Dune one shot because I enjoyed Modifius when Shanky ran Octon Cthulhu, which was a lot of fun, and you can check that out on the YouTube as well.
I really want to try out that Dune game. I really want to try out that Dune game. I'm like, Benny Gesserit, yes. Yes.
Let it be known the book is better than the movie.
I'm sure it is. I've never sat down to read it, but yeah. So definitely check out Will's streams there, Ravnos Archon streams. They are fantastic. He's a fantastic storyteller. He runs Mage for us here at McStabber Studios. I'm a player because, oh my God, I got into it thinking, well, first I thought I'll never play Mage. I'm not into Mage. I'll never play Mage. And then I saw the first season of Ravnos Archon's Mage game. I'm like, first episode, I need to play this game. Second season, I was playing the game.
Mm-hmm.
So he's an amazing storyteller. Go check out his stuff. If you've enjoyed what we've done here, you can give us a follow here on Twitch or a subscribe. And if you have Amazon Prime, you get 1 free subscription every month. You might consider giving it to us. And also, bits and donations go to the players of our streams. They do not go to myself or Shanky when he's in games. They go to everyone else at the table. So please consider giving bits or donations for our players if you enjoyed what they delivered tonight. And if you'd like to support the studio, Shanky and myself, as executive producers of the studio, if you'd like to support us, you can donate to us through KoFi. Our links are in chat right now. We also have Werewolf merch, y'all, from the first season. Red Rockets for Gaia. Available in Zazzle. So check out that link now in chat. And coming up over the next week, we have on Saturday, London Esoteric Society is back. Tiss came to visit us. She had a American vacation, American holiday last week. And she will be back to streaming London Esoteric Society at 3 p.m. Eastern on Saturday, Call of Cthulhu 7E. And then, of course, on Sunday, we have Vampire the Masquerade, Windy City After Dark. Season 6 episode, I believe we're going to be on 7 now. It's crazy how fast this season's going by. Brad's in it with me. Oh my gosh, it is blowing by.
7's the lucky episode, too.
We'll see about that. We haven't played it yet. We record those on Thursday night, so we'll see. Somebody may die. But yeah.
It might be me.
See, you all say that every like pre-recording. But...
Hey, it almost was Jackie last week, okay?
Pinky tried.
But yes, so join us then Sunday at 5 p.m. Eastern for Windy City After Dark. And thank you again. We will be back here Tuesday next week with episode 3 of season 2 of Phoenix's Call for more werewolf stuff, 8 p.m. Eastern. So one last thing before I go. We take mental health very seriously here at McStabber Studios. We want you to take care of yourselves, get the support you need. And if you can, reach out to those around you if you feel like you need support, or if you haven't heard from someone in a while, reach out to them and check up on them because they may not be doing okay. They may be struggling. And if you feel like you don't have anyone to rely on or you're not getting the support you need and you're in crisis, right now in chat, there are numbers that you can call or text to get assistance in various crisis situations. Please use those if you need to, please, because we want you here a long time. Also, there is a link in chat so that if you are tuning in and seeing us from outside of the US, that Find a Helpline website link that's in chat right now actually allows you to search for helplines in over 140 countries around the world. So please go there, find your support if you need it, please. I know people around the world are hurting right now because there's a lot of messed up stuff going on. So please, get the help you need. And I'm Mom McStabber, nicest mean nurse you're ever going to meet. Timber Brad here's the meanest nice nurse you're ever going to meet. And we're going to tell you.
Get your goddamn shots.
That's right. Go get your COVID vaccines. We are spiking, people. Mandates are dropped and we are spiking because of course we are.
Go figure.
Go please get your shots. Said with love. And good night, everyone.
Good night.
Fuck Putin.
Remember, no cowards here.
No cowards here.